Nuggets, welcome back to another video. So in case you haven't noticed, today we're doing something a little different. Today I'm actually going to be showing you the Procreate speed paint footage. Fun! Okay, so right now what you're seeing me do is figure out the side profile situation of Vista on the subject that we'll be drawing for this particular video. Yay! So for context, I tried really hard to get his side profile right. I actually nearly went with this particular one that you're seeing me fiddle with right now. But ultimately I didn't go with it because I felt that he looked a bit too oriental. And by that I mean he looked too Japanese, which I guess is to be expected in a way because the original sketch in red already is giving me very strong Denjiro vibes from One Piece, after his angst, anger, revenge moment in Wano, then he transformed, something like that. So you're just seeing me fiddle around with that, wondering whether or not I should go with a standard flat side profile or one that's slightly tilted upwards into the side. But regardless, we're finally at this point of the video seeing me finally figure out the angle that I want for his beautiful face. Look at him, and then this glorious mustache was the piece de la resistance, mwah. And then after that I added his luscious curly hair, which fully convinced me that if I were to remove the mustache, he'd be a very beautiful woman. I'll be honest, I love the way I drew his hair. I got inspired by this picture on Pinterest of a lady with a bandana boasting really beautiful curly hair, and I was like, oh my gosh, Vista has curly hair and I'm gonna give him that hairstyle. He doesn't have that in canon, but after drawing that super beautiful curly hair, I want to have an OC with that hairstyle so I can have an excuse to keep drawing it more. And also what you're seeing right now on screen is a pose that I really like. Like the hair, I saw this pose on Pinterest. It's of an older white Caucasian male in a bathrobe drinking a glass of water, and I like the shape of it a lot. I really like the bathrobe situation. I like the fact that he's lying down. It's very bread and butter for the kind of stuff I like to do, so I took very heavy inspiration off of that, and I thought it would look nice for a double page spread in my book project if I tried to incorporate that pose properly. But as you can see, in the process video, I struggled a lot with getting his chest to look correct. I also struggled a lot with his forearm. I really suck at doing foreshortening stuff. So that explained why at the start I fiddled around with it a lot. Honestly, at this point I thought it was really kind of cute, but I feel it just wasn't working out somehow. So now you're seeing me move to a different canvas to try something else. This new idea involves me studying two different poses. The first is of an image of another white man sitting down with this really lovely white cardigan in light denim. I really liked how his legs are positioned, so I basically copied it. And the second pose that I took inspiration from is of an Indian man huddled over in a blanket holding a mug, which is what I used to reference his pretty little hands. I like this a lot better. Even though it's not something I usually draw, I guess. But now in the illustration, you're seeing me just establish the setting of what's going on. So you just saw me do the table, sketch out some birds, and now you're seeing me do the little trays onto which I shall populate with little treats as the line art goes on behind the scenes. The idea for this one is I wanted to have a lovely little breakfast scene where Vista is just enjoying a really pleasant sunny morning with a cup of coffee in this really wide, expansive garden with plenty of little treats at his disposal. And the little birds that you saw in the background will come towards him with little treats on their heads. So they're little bird servers. I'm also like super duper proud of the architecture in the background there. It took forever to get right, but once I did, I felt that it added a sense of place and really grounded this whole illustration in reality. And that said, we're now going to move on to the next part of the video where I unveil some merch. Let's go! Ooh, we have a card! Ooh! This is very pretty paper. Look at the art! Oh my gosh! Ooh! No, I lied. �.𖥧 and � was not the first thing I saw from them. It's this! This was so iconic! This was when I used to really like Kid a lot. Okay. Oh, and I have a bunch of smaller stickers that I don't think I asked for. I got Kid! I got Kid! Classy, look at this. Classy! Damn! Look at the line art on this. Hello? Goals. Hello, look at the fine detailing on that. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. Okay, look, I have a fucking adorable Luffy sticker. If I remember correctly, this is like the fan art version of like an Oda sensei like coloring spread where we have like Luffy like coloring drawing the Straw Hats in. I think this is like the fan artist's rendition of that. Isn't it so stinking cute? Look at him. It's so tiny as well. Oh, adorable. I'm melting. I'm fucking melting. Dude. Wait, dude. Look closer. Can you see it? Like if you look closer, right? You can see those little textures in his hair. Cute. Oh my gosh. It's so cute. Okay, wait. I'm so pleased about this one, to be honest. Like this is worth like my fucking $5 or whatever. It's been a while since I've last touched this illustration, and just to update you on this is how the colors would temporarily look like so far. So we're going with a lot of like banana yellows with pops of green, red, pinks, stuff like that. So we're thinking of like a very pleasant color scheme. With a bunch of really nice textures like this on the fence here. I've used a charcoal brush to create this texture here, as well as like a sort of softer look like on his chest and neck here. I really like how the charcoal looks. I feel like it gives a very whimsical, childlike look to the whole piece without putting in a lot more effort, I guess. Hey, 안녕! Okay, so this is going to be like the last time that I'll be speaking to you this whole entire video. I feel like what you're seeing me like do now, which is just like coloring in the rest of the whole illustration, is pretty self-explanatory other than the fact that it's in 2x speed, because like I'm pretty sure there was like an hour's worth of footage just from this session alone, and then I have to do more coloring and more touch-ups after that because this is just a really long piece. Like I feel like you can't tell how long it is until like I do a grand reveal or some shit. Like this piece was a lot. Like there's a lot of details, and it's just really long and a lot of things to consider in color. But regardless, that aside, I just want to say that like I'm super duper pleased with how this illustration came out in the end. I thought that all the colors were practically shining, like they were so radiant and yellow and just absolutely gorgeous. The reason why this illustration is so dang long is because like I intend on turning this illustration into a notebook design. So the side with Vista on it will be the cover, meanwhile the rest of the foliage and flowers will serve as the back cover. As of recording this voiceover, I just sent the file for the notebook off to print, and if it looks good, I'll let you know in another video. But for now, I just want to like jump on here and say thank you so much for watching me yap, for watching me unload my merch and all that good stuff. And now please just sit back, relax, and enjoy the music that I've chosen for this coloring section. Okay, kisses. Mwah.